Have you ever felt like you're just fighting through a jungle of ads and endless blue links just to find a simple answer? Well, a company called Perplexity is betting that you have, and they've built an entirely new kind of search tool to fix it. Okay, let's dive into this and really unpack the business of a true answer engine.
All right, so how does this whole thing work? We're going to break it down into 4 key parts. First up, what makes their search so new? Then we'll see how they package it all up for you, the user. After that, we'll dig into how they actually make money. And finally, and this is a big one, we'll look at their game plan for paying the folks who create all that content.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the product itself. What is it that makes Perplexity so different from, the search engines we've been using for decades?
Yeah, it really all starts with this one question. I mean, think about it. Traditional search has become, well, kind of cluttered, right? Finding reliable info can feel like a total chore. You're sifting through pages of results, dodging ads, and you have to do all the work of piecing it together yourself. Perplexity, founded back in 2022, was built to change all of that. And this slide, this is where you really see the fundamental shift. We're moving from what we know as link engines, the ones that just give you a long list of potential sources, to an answer engine. So instead of just matching your keywords, Perplexity is using AI to actually understand what you mean. It synthesizes information to give you a direct, conversational answer. It's designed to think with you, not just dump a bunch of links for you. So here's the crucial point. It's not just some black box AI spitting out an answer. No, it uses real-time web crawling to find the most current information out there. Then it uses those big, large language models to whip up a summary. And this is so important, it gives you citations. You can see exactly where every piece of information came from. That builds a layer of trust and transparency that, let's be honest, is often missing from a lot of other AI tools.
All right, let's move on to the next layer. How is this thing actually packaged and sold? How does Perplexity get this super powerful tool into our hands?
Well, they do it with a classic freemium model, and this table breaks it down perfectly. The free version, it's a great way to get started, for sure. But the Pro plan, that's where the real power is unlocked. Pro users get access to the absolute top-tier AI models like GPT-4 and Claude. You can upload and analyze files, you get much higher usage limits, and the whole thing is completely ad-free.
And this is where that Pro plan really becomes a productivity powerhouse. I mean, think about it. A student can just upload 5 research papers and say, hey, summarize the conflicting findings. A sales manager can upload a revenue report and ask, where were our biggest dips and spikes? A developer can literally paste in some buggy code and get a refactored solution. See, these aren't just simple searches that are complex tasks that can save professionals hours of manual work.
And here's why this all matters. Perplexity is making a huge bet here. They're betting that for a lot of people, especially professionals, the value of speed, accuracy, and all those advanced features is something they're willing to pay for directly. They believe the future isn't just about fighting through ads, but about premium subscription services that actually deliver value. But, user subscriptions, that's only part of the story. So let's peel back another layer and look at the other, maybe less obvious ways Perplexity is building its business. So while those pro subscriptions are the most visible way they make money, a huge and really fast-growing piece of the pie is their API and enterprise partnerships. This is where Perplexity sells its underlying tech to other businesses, letting them embed that answer engine right into their own products. They also have an ad revenue share program, but their main focus is really on that premium ad-free experience. Yeah, this B2B strategy is absolutely critical. Perplexity isn't just a consumer-facing app. It's also becoming an infrastructure layer for the entire AI ecosystem. You've got huge companies like Zoom, the physician network Doximity, and the sales tool Copy.ai. They're all using Perplexity's API to power real-time, accurate search right inside their own platforms. In this quote from their partner, Doximity, it just captures the value proposition for businesses perfectly. It's not just about search. It's about getting fast, reliable, and up-to-the-minute summarized info that you can trust, whether it's to improve patient care or to supercharge your sales team. Okay, we have arrived at the very core of the model. This is the part that could genuinely reshape the internet. How does an answer engine that summarizes content from all over the web, how does it fairly compensate the people who actually create that content? Perplexity's answer to that huge question starts with this number, $42.5 million. That's the initial size of a revenue pool they have created specifically to pay publishers. It's being funded by a new subscription tier, and it represents a very direct, very public commitment to supporting the ecosystem their answer engine totally relies on. And this philosophy is right at the heart of their approach. Perplexity's leadership is basically saying that just scraping content without giving back isn't a viable long-term strategy. They believe their success is directly tied to the health of their publisher partners, and we're talking big names here, like Gannett, Time, and Fortune. So here's the breakdown of how it works. They take the revenue from certain subscription tiers, and they put it all into a pool. Perplexity takes a 20% cut for themselves, and the other 80%, the vast majority, goes directly to their publisher partners. It's a really transparent 80-20 split designed to directly share the platform's success with the sources of its content. And the way that 80% gets divided up is actually really nuanced and pretty smart. Publishers earn money not just from the old-school click-throughs, they also get paid when their content is simply cited in an answer, or even when it's used by the AI assistant to perform a more complex task. This model is a big deal because it acknowledges that content has value even when a user doesn't click a single link.
And so that leaves us with this final, crucial question. Perplexity is proposing a pretty radical reimagining of the relationship between platforms and publishers, one that's based on direct revenue sharing. But is this the future? Is this a truly sustainable model that can help fund quality journalism in the age of AI? Or does it just replace one big gatekeeper with a new one? The answer to that question is probably going to shape the future of how all of us find and fund information online.